the story of Linda part 3. So part 2 ended, when Linda was brought back to her mother, sick and malnourished, right? And to begin part 3, now we see a new life for Linda, right? Linda is now in custody of her mother, and her mother is now responsible for Linda's upkeep. Linda's father was no longer involved in Linda's life, financially, emotionally, physically, right? And as a matter of fact, Linda said she would write letters to her father and get no response. And she confirmed that there was one time she actually got a response from her father, but it wasn't a direct response, right? His father sent a brother of his to Linda, right? And gave him a certain amount of money. But this money was not handed over to Linda or Linda's mother directly. Instead, Linda was taken to a bookshop and, asked to pick the books she needed for the school section, right? And this was, the much her father did or offered her ever since she stopped living with her father. And now a new nightmare is about to unfold for Linda, guys. What is going on now? Linda is growing. Linda's mother is starting to excel in business. She has learned to trade. Linda's mother is starting to get her life together financially. They are no longer struggling as much as they used to, right? But then Linda's mother meets this young man and falls in love with him. But Linda, being a child, met this man and didn't just like him. There was just something about him that didn't sit well with Linda. And Linda complained to her mother, I don't like this man. I don't know why you want to be with this man, But then Linda's mom had to convince Linda and tell Linda and remind her, Linda, I am still a young woman. At some point, I need to get married. I need to settle down. You know what? I know you don't like him now, but I want you to give him the chance, give him the opportunity, get to know him. With time, I believe that you are going to get to like him. And Linda accepted and said, okay, no problem. So Linda's mother got married to this young man who has now become Linda's new stepfather. Remember, Linda just got back from her father's house, and she had a horrible stepmother experience. Now, Linda has a new stepfather, right? And when they got married, when Linda's mother got married to this young man, Linda was still staying with her grandmother, right? But then Linda's mother decided it was time for Linda to come and stay with her. So, he could properly take care of Linda and give Linda all the love a mother is supposed to give to her child. Do you understand? So, yes, Linda moved into this house and started staying with her new stepfather. And Linda, had a hard time adjusting and accepting this man completely into her life. It was so difficult for Linda to even address him as daddy. But then Linda's mother needed Linda to address him as daddy. She did not want the neighbors or people knowing that he was not Linda's biological father. She did not want to explain to people. She did not want people to start questioning like, oh, what happened to your ex? She did not just have the energy to explain nothing to anybody. So she said, Linda, please, I need you to call him daddy. Linda struggled for a long time. But then one day, Linda summoned courage and Linda called him daddy. And when Linda did this, he was super excited. Like he was over the moon excited, right? He even, gave Linda's mother some money to go shop for Linda and all of that. But before I proceed, let me tell you the family situation, the financial situation in the family. So before Linda's mother married this man told Linda's mother, I am not going to be financially responsible for your daughter, Linda. Linda, your daughter remains your sole responsibility. I am not obligated to, care for her, provide for her or anything. And this arrangement was okay with Linda's mom. Remember, I told you that things were starting to look up for Linda's mother. She was no longer struggling like she used to. So now, let's fast forward. After Linda, started calling him daddy, another drama unfolded and things started to go downhill once again in Linda's life. Or for the third time in Linda's life, right? He started molesting Linda. Linda would be asleep in the living room and he would come over to the living room and try to put his hands on Linda. And Linda would, rush and go meet her mom and tell her mom, oh, look what your husband is doing. They would argue. The first time he did it, he apologized for it and he even gave Linda's mother some money to go shopping for Linda. This was his own way of saying or proving that he was sorry, right? But then the abuse did not stop. He kept on coming and trying to put his hands on Linda. And each time Linda would go to her mother, talk to her mother about it, the mother would talk to him, he would apologize, and he would do it again. It became a pattern. And, one day Linda got tired of the way her mother was handling the situation. So one day Linda got tired of the way her mother was handling the situation. Linda took matters into her own hands, went straight to her grandmother and told her grandmother, my stepfather is abusing me. Linda's grandmother had to, call the elders in the family. They summoned Linda's stepfather for a meeting, and, they had to educate him, tell him, this is your stepchild. You're not supposed to be doing this. And guess what Linda's stepfather boldly told the elders? He said, Linda is a big temptation to me. If you want me to stop, Linda needs to leave my house. Shocking, right? So Linda, as soon as Linda heard this, Linda rushed into the room and started packing her bags, But then Linda's mother walked up to Linda and said, Linda, where do you think you're going? How are you going to survive when you leave this place? I do not think leaving this house is the best thing for you to do right now. Linda, I think you should beg your stepfather to let you stay in this house. You heard me right. Linda, you should beg your stepfather to let you stay in this house. So this would be the end of part 3. Now my question to you is, if you were Linda, what would you do? Would you leave? Would you beg? And also, what do you think made Linda's mother tell Linda to beg the same man who is abusing Linda? Was it love? Was it fear? Was it carelessness? Was it love because she loved Linda so much she did not want to be away from Linda? Was it fear, like she feared for what would become of Linda if Linda left the house? Or was it just carelessness, like, not stepping up and stepping into your role as a mother and protecting your child? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will be right back with part 4. Like I said, this story ends at part 6, and this is part 3. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that I will be able to bring you more videos. Thank you.